Yellow. I quit it all. I'm quitting. Listen to this sumbitch. What's going on, everybody? How y'all doing? Outlaw back here. Finally, for a damn video. It's been a week. I mean, it hasn't been too long, but I think the biggest thing that's been getting y'all is I ain't been posting shit on social networks for quite a while now, and there's a reason for that, and that's why this video is coming out to y'all on the YouTubes there. I think it's about time to get us a dip of ourselves. Let me just pull it out of my ass real quick. It's gonna be doing some special, nothing special, Copenhagen wintergreen today. I still am in blasphemy of how I dip this stuff every single day. Excuse that excuse that noise. Bandit's just itching himself. But we are sitting here in the bourbon truck. So let's just get us a little pinch here, some Copenhagen wintergreen. Look at this fatty there. Look at that fatty. It's a fatty. Good. Now that we got us a bubble lip in, let us do the mud jug of the day. Brand spanking new mud jug up there for y'all mother truckers. Now before we spit, I'm just gonna give y'all a little hint of, man, the camera looks like it's moving a little bit. Stop your moving, Bandit. Moving the camera. I'm gonna give y'all a little hint on what our mud jug of the day is. This is from a couple weekends ago when we tried to start a fire with, a gasoline fire with firecrackers. Here you go.
Whoa!
That's right. So there's your little hint. The mud jug of the day and the brand spanking new mud jug out there for all y'all mother truckers is the brand spanking new fire department fire rescue mud jug. I don't know why I said department, you know, but there's fire departments out there. So look at that, man, that red really pops on this video. So fire rescue mud jug right there for all you mother truckers. It's got the fire rescue symbol on both sides. Of course, a mud jug in the middle. So that is our mud jug of the day. Like usual, we do have a code for you mother truckers. If you use the code FIRE, F-I-R-E, had to spell that out for some of you mother truckers. If you use that code on mudjug.com this weekend, you can get 25% off your entire order. So go get that mud jug, mudjug.com, use the code FIRE, save you some moolah. Well, might as well get down to business here. I wanted to make this video and explain to you if you hear cows mooing, there's cows right there too. So let's just get right into it. I guess it's hard to find where to start in this story and everything like that, but this is why I ain't been around, ain't been posting shit and everything like that, and it has to do why we're in the bourbon truck today. We are in the bourbon truck because we're going to be talking about the bourbon truck. Now, as some of y'all know that I've mentioned on my second channel, things like that before on vlogs, a four-wheel drive was out in this Suburban. Now, my bourbon truck here, I call it the bourbon truck. I've been calling Suburbans, I've had Suburbans ever since I was a baby, since I was born. And when the reason I call it the bourbon truck is because when I was a baby, and when I was like a very little kid, when my parents had their Suburban, I used to call it the bourbon truck without anybody telling me it was a Suburban or anything. Like, I just used to call it the bourbon truck. My parents thought it was funny, you know, like delivering bourbon or something like that, you know, so that's why I say bourbon truck. Anyways, so it's a 1999 Suburban. It's got the 5.7 Vortec in it, all that crap. Anyways, the four-wheel drive was out in it. Needed a new front diff and a new transfer case. They were both tore up pretty bad. Or apparently, I was told by a mechanic. I knew my four-wheel drive was out, but I needed to know exactly what it was, if it was just a diff, you know, transfer case or whatever. So, yeah, so I got that told that months ago. Now, I'm not going to say any names of shops, anything like that, because, you know, still don't really know what the hell you know, went wrong and things like that. But man, there I go again saying and things like that. Apologize for that. I say that all the time and things like that. I noticed last video I made, I freaking said it like 18 times in the video and it annoyed the shit out of me. So I apologize. I'll stop freaking saying that. I'll stop saying that. So anyways, I got my front diff replaced by a shop here in Kentucky about a month ago or so. Got the new front diff put in. Couldn't, you know, usually you do the transfer case at the same time and things like that, but you know, transfer case is farther back, front diff's right in front. I couldn't do the transfer case, I didn't have the moolah at the time. So anyways, I got a good deal. I was heading down to Tennessee this past week to, we were gonna go see the Georgia Boys show in some town in Tennessee. We weren't able to go. C-Hub wasn't able to get off work in time. We were gonna be really late to the show. It just wasn't worth going after I got down there. So anyways, I have a mechanic down there that I want to give a huge shout out to right now. His name is Nick. I call him Nick the Man-canic. He doesn't like being called that, but he's a freaking badass, and he helped me out a lot this week. Figured I'd call up Nick and see if we can get a good deal on a transfer case, so he came over. We parked this truck at Jackie, our good buddy Jackie, over at FC Gunworks, Franklin County Gunworks in Winchester, Tennessee. We were working on the truck there, and we decided to pull out the transfer case. So we pull out this transfer case that was in here just to see what was wrong with it. We pulled it out, got the sumbitch out, and opened her up and things like that, and we couldn't find anything wrong. The belt was perfect, the clutches were good, you know, we couldn't, all the bearings were good, you know, we couldn't figure out what the hell was wrong with it. But if you take a look at this sound right here, I got a little clip of it. I want you guys to hear this sumbitch and see how bad it sounded when I kicked it in four-wheel drive. This is the sound.
That's nice, dude. That's nice.
Oh yeah, it was pretty bad. We knew it was the transfer case though, because the drive shaft was trying to turn over something, you know, and it just wasn't. It's like it was slipping or something over. We thought that when we opened up the transfer case, the belt was going to be completely off or something like that, but we opened up the transfer case and it was perfectly fine. Still don't know what the hell was wrong with it. Anyways, we found, you know, it took us a day or so because it was the weekend to find a new transfer case, and it was actually a pain in the ass to find a transfer case. We were going to junkyard to junkyard and things like that. Anyways, we found one on Craigslist for 150 bucks, which was a steal. It was a little bit a newer one too, and we picked that sumbitch up, put it in the truck, and we was all good. You know, we started her up after we got the transfer case in, kicked it in four-wheel, and it didn't make that sound anymore. Everything was fine. We went and tested it out a little bit. Everything was good. But then I have a switch in here. I have the electric switch inside here, and it's got the, you know, the 4-button switch. And I need a, you know, the factory one was still in here, and it was fading, and you know, you couldn't, the buttons were faded and everything like that. So we needed a new one because it was, you know, it would have a hard time going back into 2-wheel drive after we got into 4-wheel drive. We thought maybe, you know, putting in the new diff and transfer case would fix that, but we figured maybe it was the switch here. So we went out and got a new switch, and when we were out finding a new switch, the truck just started driving really rough, and it wasn't turning right and all this kind of crap. And so my buddy Nick and I, the mechanic I had with me, him and I, he got out and he had me turn the wheel, and he was looking at the, you know, the wheels and things like that. And things like that. I said it again, sorry. And 2 days or a day before I came down to Tennessee, I got my 2 CV joints replaced, the axles in the front. You know, I don't have a solid front axle. I wish I did. You know, I wish I could have done the conversion to it and things like that, but I got the money to right now. So anyways, I put new CV axles in because one on the right side was, you know, had a hole in the boot and it was leaking pretty bad. So I got those replaced, you know, a day before I came down here, right? Well, he goes, "Oh my gosh," and he looks at me, he goes, "Dude, your fucking CV joint is completely busted." So, I'm gonna go show you what, oh, that sumbitch that freaking was just holding the camera up just fell. So I'm gonna show y'all mother truckers the CV joint that busted here in the back. My Franklin County Gunworks right there. So here is the old freaking, look at that son of a bitch. I mean, completely just ripped to shreds. And yeah, it was pretty bad. So that was completely off. And that's all we saw at the time. Now once we got back to Franklin County Gun Works to freaking you know, put the new axle in, because I had to go pick one up and freaking put a new one in. Once we got that in, we started to spin the wheel a little bit, and it was really rough, and we couldn't figure out why the heck, you know, it was doing that. Well, then further investigating, we found this, my front diff, and it was hanging because the freaking top mount or whatever completely broke off. And as you can see, hold on a second, as you can see over here, oh, son of a bitch, it's heavy. This is where, god damn it, oh, freaking everything's so gosh dang, oh, and I get my hands all greasy. So this is where this son of a bitch is supposed to go. And that completely busted off and was just, the front diff here was just hanging. And that's what caused the freaking axle to break here. So, we had no idea why the hell it was hanging, how it broke, all that kind of crap, because we weren't even doing anything rough, you know, like to freaking, you know, break anything. And we go freaking, and we're back at Jackie's, you know, fixing this mother trucker, and we find that this sumbitch is freaking broken. Of course, we can't weld this sumbitch back on, and it looks like, hey, great, I gotta get a whole new freaking diff, even though this one was freaking put in just a month ago. So I apologize to anybody who's watching this isn't really mechanically inclined and has no idea what I'm talking about. Just bear with me and see all this crap that I had to deal with. So I'm like, you know, I gotta get a new freaking diff. So we had to go to a couple junkyards and see if they had any, and we were able to find one for my freaking the right size and everything for my truck. Once we got the new one, you know, we're taking the old one out, and we were investigating, you know, maybe why it broke and things like that. I said it again, man, son of a bitch. And we find that the top where it broke, it's mounted to a bracket there. That's like to the frame or whatever, and that the top bolt on that frame was completely loose. Like, it was completely loose, and it was just wiggling around. It's almost like it was never tightened when it was being put in, and it was just bouncing, and then eventually the sumbitch just broke. And then that's what, you know, broke the axle and everything like that. And then also looking like where it broke, you can kind of see, you know, I'm not a freaking professional crack looker at her, but it almost looks like there was already a tiny crack or whatever, because it just looked older. It just looked a lot older, and then you can see where the new crack was, you know what I mean? So I'm not accusing anybody. I'm not, you know, saying that, you know, whoever put in my diff freaking did something wrong or anything like that. I'm not accusing anybody. All I'm trying to figure out is how the hell this sumbitch freaking broke, and why it happened and everything. You know, the CV joints, you know, and everything, that's just, you know, the CV joints to put in are real easy, you know. It's just like 5 or 6 bolts, I can't remember, you know, and the thing, and it goes right into the tire. You know, it's hard to really mess those things up. Anyways, after all this, we get the new diff in, everything, you know, the new axle's in, the transfer case is in, the new switch is in, and everything is, you know, all good. We're like, all right, cool, the 4-wheel drive is gonna work now, and everything's gonna be fine. So we start to test it, we go to test it out, and it's still in 2-wheel drive, apparently, and it's still, I mean, in 2-wheel drive, it's riding so rough. Like, I can feel some rumbling at my feet, you know, it will barely turn one side. It'll turn good to the right, but it won't to the left. Like, something's really screwed up, and it's just, like, we didn't even know. So Nick here is the one who's doing all the work, and I felt so bad for him because, you know, I'm watching him the entire time. Everything's going good, you know, and all this crap, and, he's like, man, I don't even freaking know. You're probably gonna have to get a second opinion because it's way past my head. So all this time, I'm not planning to stay in Tennessee that long. I'm like stuck in Tennessee. So the next morning we wake up, I go pick up Nick, and we go to a shop that's in town. We have a guy look at it, and he drives it and everything. And, you know, I knew my power steering pump was leaking, but I knew I needed a new one, but I didn't think that was the cause, you know, because it was riding it. It's not, even when I wasn't turning, it was freaking riding really rough. Anyways, he drives some bitch, and he's like, you know, it's the power steering pump. You need to get that switch, which I already knew I had to do. So we're like, well, maybe that'll fix it, you know, for some reason it will, you know. we put the new freaking, we get a new power steering pump, we put the new power steering pump in and everything, and it turns a lot better and everything just when we start it up. But then we start driving the same freaking thing, and we figured, you know, we're like, what the hell? Couldn't figure out why the hell it was still riding rough and everything, and we found out after a while that even though my switch here says it's in two-wheel drive, it was definitely in four-wheel drive. We took it to a freaking gravel road. Now we freaking, you know, had it at a stop and then gunned it, and all four tires were spinning. It was driving like it was in four-wheel drive. It was definitely stuck in two-wheel drive, or in four-wheel drive, even though it said it was in two-wheel. You know, so we're thinking maybe we should manually put it back in two-wheel on the transfer case by taking the drive shaft off and all this kind of crap. And we're just like, we don't even know how to get it back in two-wheel, and we don't know why it's not going back in. Do we think it's the solenoid on top of the freaking transfer case is bad? Which I have a new one in the back from my old transfer case that definitely worked. I'm sorry, I know this is all over the place. So anyways, we're just like, I don't know, I really needed to come back home and get bills paid and everything of that nature. And we were just like, oh, duh, why don't we just take out the front drive shaft and you can drive it home like that. So, I don't know if you saw it back there, but we took out the front drive shaft, and without the front drive shaft, it had to be, you know, it has to be in two-wheel drive without the front drive shaft, because, you know, that's just for the four-wheel drive, and it rode perfect. Everything is perfectly fine, you know, in two-wheel drive. So, you know, for some reason, it's stuck in four-wheel drive when we put the drive shaft back in, all that kind of crap. So, it's either two things. The actuator or the freaking solenoid or whatever that's on the transfer case that we got is bad, and it's, you know, it's not freaking switching it, you know, right, you know, in between each, you know, between each two-wheel and four-wheel. Or the new diff that I put in is bad. So, tomorrow, I'm gonna put that new freaking actuator or whatever on the transfer case. Take that sumbitch off, put the new one on, and then put the drive shaft back in, drive around, and see, you know, if it'll go back into two-wheel and all that kind of crap. And if that doesn't work, then I'm figuring the damn diff that I put in is bad, and then I'm gonna have to put a third freaking diff in. You know, thousands of dollars later, and my four-wheel drive still isn't fixed, and it's all fucked. So, I don't even know what to say. Now, that's not even the worst of it. I'm staying at Fat Tar's house when I'm down there and stuff, and you know, we'd be working from 7 a.m. to like midnight every day trying to freaking figure this problem out. And I get back to Tar's house one night and I'm all tired and shit. I go to open up my laptop computer, my MacBook Pro. I got a MacBook Pro, and the sumbitch is like fried. The thing just shut down on me. It started doing this flashing thing on the computer and then just fried out. So I'm like, great. I close my computer. I'm just like, fuck. I don't have a goddamn four-wheel drive. You know, I spent all this money and now I don't even have a gosh dang computer, which is how I make my freaking money. It's been a hell of a week, y'all, and thank God I'm a freaking positive person, or I would have shot myself in the freaking head by now. With my computer, you know, I was looking up some things online. I haven't further investigated into it. You know, it's something, it's probably something with, you know, like a video card or something, you know, I don't know. Maybe more technological mother truckers can maybe, you know, it just started doing this flashing like a horror movie or something on my computer. And then it would come back on. Sometimes it's on, sometimes it's not, and then it just flashes and shit, and then just turns to black screen. So, don't know exactly what's up with that. The computer's, I think, 3 years old, maybe 3.5, something like that. But I might just have to get a whole new damn computer and freaking max out my gosh dang Best Buy credit card and buy a whole new freaking laptop, or just go get an iMac or something easier to edit on. So, you know, maybe some of y'all are watching this. I know a lot of y'all are mechanically inclined. If you've ever had this problem with your four-wheel drive or anything, I mean, the sumbitch was just, it was definitely in four-wheel drive, even though it said it was in two, and it was, but even for four-wheel drive, it was riding rough as hell. I could feel it when I was driving. You know, when you were turning, it was just real fucking rough, and, you know. So maybe y'all that are mechanically inclined, you know, might have another solution for me, but, you know, it's got to be either one of those two things. So, tomorrow is 4th of July. Happy 4th of July, you know, or, well, I think I'm going to be uploading this on 4th of July, so happy 4th of July to everybody. you know, and things. I'm going to try to put that new freaking solenoid on the transcase, see if that'll help. Put the drive shaft back in, all that kind of crap. And if it's not, I'm guessing it's just the diff that I have is bad. So, you know, I sure as hell wish money grew on trees, because I'm broke as a sumbitch now. Yeah. So that's my week. Just want to thank y'all mother trucker for sticking around. You know, I know I haven't posted anything or posted videos or anything like that, but, you know, thank y'all for sticking around with me and crap, and, you know, I appreciate each and every single one of you. And before I forget, we hit 90,000 subscribers last week, and you know, it's really exciting because we're on our way to 100,000 subscribers. And yes, I am going to be doing a special video for 100,000 subscribers, and I've already got the idea, and I'm going to tell y'all right now. Once this channel, Outlaw Dipper, hits 100,000 subscribers, I'm going to do a video for y'all, and I'm going to do a full can of Copenhagen stuff. A full can of Copenhagen stuff I'm going to do for the 100,000 subscriber video. Yeah, you like that idea, don't you, Bandit? Don't you, buddy? All right, I get it. Oh, and then on top of all the other bullshit that happened, Bandit's been sick. He hasn't been feeling good. He's been pissing out his ass and, you know, dehydrated as hell because of how hot it was in Tennessee. So, just hasn't been a good week for either of us. Oh, Bandit, it just hasn't been a good week. So anyways, 100,000 subscribers, keep hitting that subscribe button. We're gonna do a full can of Copenhagen stuff, and I almost guarantee I'm gonna freaking puke all over the place. I'll do that sumbitch inside. If I do it by the tower, I'll probably have to get new carpet after that sumbitch. Ugh. Damn it. You silly bitch. Also, Chris Dips 1, check him out on YouTube. He just texted me a new other special that they're doing for 4th of July here. He just texted me this picture. So they're doing the red, white, and blue 3-pack. So the red, white, and blue mud jugs, if you get them in a 3-pack, it's only $29.95 on mudjug.com if you order that 3-pack for the 4th of July special going on this weekend. So only available until, you know, only available this weekend. So there's no code for that one. You just get the red, white, and blue mud jug 3-pack, and you can get it for $29.95, which is only 10 bucks a mud jug. So a lot of deals going on mudjug.com this weekend. The red, white, and blue, you know, 3-pack deal. That's pretty sick as tits. And the brand spanking new Fire Rescue mud jug. Use the code FIRE and get 25% off your order. So pretty sick as dicks, y'all. Anyways, like I said again, I'm glad I'm a positive person and can think freaking positive, and my word of the week has been eventually. Eventually something, you know, this will work. I'll keep y'all updated on, you know, this 4-wheel drive thing, and like I said, if any of y'all maybe have a solution to the problem, leave it in the comments below. And also talking about this Fire Rescue mud jug, thank you to all the firefighters out there and everything. You know, Colorado had a bunch of those wildfires and crap and was burning down like half Colorado Springs and things like that last year. I said things like that again, I'm so sorry. Man, I need to like somebody here sit next to me and shoot me with like a BB gun every time I say that. But anyways, you know, thanks to all the firefighters out there. You know, my parents and my some of my family lives out there in Colorado, so you know, we appreciate y'all fighting them fires, and everywhere across the globe. Thanks to all them firefighters out there. This mud jug's for y'all. Bandit's just sitting there like a good boy, just watching me make my vidya. Ain't you, Bandit? Yes, you are. Oh yeah, oh, he gets all excited whenever I start talking like that. Anyways, mother truckers, I think that's about it for me. So, sorry, I got a weird camera mount going on here. But I think that's about it for me, y'all. And I appreciate each and every one of you. Keep subscribing and thumbs up this video. Cramity, son of a tit monkey. Thumbs up this video if you enjoyed it. I mean, I know I talked about a bunch of bullshit, but thumbs up the video, give it a favorite, subscribe, and leave a comment. I love reading y'all comments. I know this has been a long one and all that bullshit, but I think that I covered about everything. And we will see y'all here soon on this channel, Outlaw Dipper. And hey, I love each and every single one of y'all, and I hope y'all have a great 4th of July. Stay safe out there, drink a beer from me, and have fun shooting off your fireworks and you know, be careful out there. Don't blow your hand off with a mortar or something like that. That happened to a guy in Alaska. I was on a quick story real quick. Quick side story. I was in Alaska, and we'd always be fishing 4th of July and things. I almost said it. And there was a guy on a boat. You know, we could see they were shooting out fireworks from the boat. And then some bitch was lighting one of them mortars off and, you know, lit it and held it for a minute and then dropped it in and he blew half his hand off with that mortar. So be careful out there, y'all. All right, I think that's about it for me. I'm done rambling, and see y'all next time. Hey, we'll see you on the dip side. And always remember, no matter what you're doing, 25, 8, 366, 2 hours. Keep it freaking out, Billy! Born in a trailer in the middle of the woods, shooting deer and drinking beer, it's all that's understood. Dip in my lip, much I get my hand. Redneck nation on my back, we dominate and fade to black. Getting drunk up in the back of the bourbon truck, I'm skinning bucks, shooting ducks, running amok, not giving a fuck.